records. Keep meticulous records at all times. When you don't have records, it's impossible to regularly improve your loft, birds, or results. A bird should leave a paper trail from the moment it enters your loft. Everything that a bird accomplishes, including training, breeding, racing, health, and outcomes, should be documented. Health. 75% of the equation is good health. Racing pigeons, like any other athlete, require optimum health in order to compete at their best. It's pointless to buy top-notch birds if you don't keep them in top shape. A world-class pigeon that is unwell and unhealthy falls into the same category as a losing pigeon. As a result, make health a priority. The basket never lies. The basket is always telling the whole truth. This goes hand in hand with number 1. You may have your favorites in your loft or birds that look wonderful, but the end outcomes speak louder than words. Your best birds will always be identified in training tosses and racing. This is why it is critical to maintain accurate records. Quality is more important than quantity. Simply put, a few good pigeons are preferable than a large number of poor ones. Not to mention that they are simpler and less expensive to maintain. Use the fundamentals and your records to help you identify your best and most consistent birds and use them as the foundation of your loft. Good pigeons to start up with. Start with a good foundation. Begin by assembling a group of 2 to 4 pairs of high-quality breeders. The basket, records, and results are always the best methods for selecting birds. Never take someone's word for it. Instead, use real data to make informed decisions. All pigeons must earn their perch old birds in stock or the race team the full year. Successful flying takes a 365-day commitment. This is self-explanatory, but just because the race season is finished doesn't mean you should stop caring for your birds. In fact, this is the best moment to conduct a thorough audit and reformulate your loft and birds based on previous year's results. Devise a strategy and sow the seeds for the following season. Make a plan. Make a plan. In the long run, strategy will always win out over luck. Therefore, if you plan on relying on luck or chance to win races, you're definitely better off saving your money and getting a strategy. A new pastime. Treat pigeon racing as a legitimate sport, your pigeons as legitimate athletes, and yourself as a legitimate coach. Are you stumped as to where to begin? First and foremost, your plan should always begin with these 10 commandments. Fine-tune your loft with your records and race with just your best and proven birds and build from there. And if you're still unsure where to begin, this tried and true system can help you get started. Love of the loft. Infuse in your birds a love of the loft mentality. Spend quality time with your birds and your record will improve. Give your birds regular, calm, and caring care to earn their trust. This ought to motivate them. Satisfied and unconcerned. This tender treatment will feed their natural desire to return home, and it will help them speed up or urge them to achieve their best results on race day. The loft matters. It's all about the loft. Many fanciers undervalue the impact of their loft on their results. The loft is where it all begins and where all of your efforts are focused. Maintain it as a genuine champion by keeping it clean, dry, orderly, and pleasant for your racing pigeons. The most difficult fact to accept is that there is no single secret to success. No matter how much you study eye sign, wing theory, body type, genetics, etc. Any one of these factors in isolation will not guarantee you success. If it did, the sport of pigeon racing would be simple. One would simply buy or breed pigeons with one of the attributes that guarantee success, and our sport would lose its major attraction, the complex mystery of how do you buy, breed, and train pigeons to win. I have written a few pointers below that are my opinion that are major contributors to success, and look forward to the reader's reaction. Final tip. Come up with your own equation. You must be aware of the unique circumstances that make up your loft and design a specialized strategy for dealing with them. It's an individual trip to the top of the race once more. Sheets, so knowing your individual needs, your schedule, your birds, the races you'll be participating, the system you'll be using, and everything in between is critical to your success in this activity. A good fancier realizes that pigeon keeping is 365 days a year commitment. They obviously need quality food, clean water, and cleaning out every day to maintain high hygiene levels. In addition, you need some quality time with your pigeons, simply observing them and getting them acquainted and unafraid of you so they have confidence in you and a love for their loft and home. It is important to keep an eye on their health. Sick pigeons do not win races. It is better to have a preventative medicine regime planned so it has the minimum impact during breeding and racing. If we are observing the hints above, we have good pigeons, well fed and fit. To get that little bit extra, we need to motivate them. Spending time observing your pigeons will provide with that little bit of insight into each individual pigeon, so you will know when they are at their best and what will motivate them best to fly home quickly. The other overlooked attribute of a good fancier is an excellent memory or good record keeping. I go for the latter. I take a notebook with me every time I visit the loft and write down observations and ideas mostly about the pigeons, but it could be about the loft, training, diet, etc. I also suggest that one has a plan or objective written down that you refer to. Ensure that the actions you take are all positive steps on the road to meeting your planned objectives. As mentioned earlier, you need to keep good or excellent pigeons, and we measure them by training or racing performance. Stock pigeons the ability to breed winning racers. The keeping of records enables you to objectively assess each pigeon at the end of the season. To compare performances is not easy or always objective. I therefore give pigeon performance points on a sliding scale. 1. Only have good pigeons. 2. The pigeons must be measured by performance. 3. Provide a home loft which is dry and healthy with plenty of space. 4. Provide your birds with quality food and clean water. 5. Master the skill of feeding your pigeons to get them at the optimum weight and full of energy for each race day. 6. Have a training system that builds a pigeon's strength and speed, and then allows them to peak free of stress and full of energy on race day. 7. Have a preventative medicine regime that has the minimum impact on you. Racing program. 8. Spend quality time with your pigeons. Get to know them. Observe what motivates them to get that extra winning 1%. 9. Keep records about your pigeons' habits and performances. Ideas for improving, mistakes you have made, plans for the future, ways to improve, etc. 10. Be selective using performance as the yardstick fitness tips for racing pigeons. To properly understand fitness indicators in racing pigeons, we need to identify the actual demands of the specific race event we intend to enter. We also need to realize that there are different degrees of fitness and that the fitness curve can be manipulated. Fitness can also be ruined before a race by ill-considered changes in the road training program and/or omissions in the bird's diet. General fitness is achieved through regular exercise. If, say, a training program consists only of daily home training of less than 60 minutes and isn't supplemented with perhaps 2 road training flights a week, then don't expect your pigeons to be ready for race competition. But general fitness is only the foundation. Generally, fit pigeons that aren't prepared for strenuous competition will lack the strength to score because they can't keep up with the leaders. In other words, in addition to general fitness, we need race condition and peak form. Race fitness. Racing pigeons need to be exposed to strenuous exercise from time to time to advance their general fitness to top form. This also helps improve the bird's mental readiness. You need to determine the average time the pigeons are expected to spend on the wing by analyzing the distance to be flown and the expected weather conditions of the race event. The training program must then be formulated to meet these demands.
Advice of keeping only a few high-quality racing pigeons holds profound wisdom for pigeon enthusiasts aiming to excel in this captivating sport. While it might initially seem counterintuitive, shouldn't a larger flock increase the odds of discovering racing champions? A closer look reveals the merits of prioritizing quality over quantity. Concentrating your efforts on nurturing a select few elite pigeons yields several benefits. Foremost, maintaining a smaller flock enables superior health management. Racing pigeons require meticulous care, from proper nutrition and vaccination schedules to regular checkups and timely treatment of injuries or illness. This level of attention becomes challenging with a large flock. By having fewer birds, you can closely monitor each one, understand their unique personalities, and detect potential issues before they become major problems. Proactive health management maintains vitality, prevents contagious outbreaks, and sustains peak athletic performance. Additionally, a small, select flock allows for more focused training. Preparing pigeons for races involves developing their navigation skills, stamina, and speed. This requires patience, consistency, and an intimate understanding of each bird's abilities. With fewer pigeons to work with, you can tailor training approaches to match each bird's temperament. Some may respond better to group training, while others benefit from more individualized preparation. Having the time to discover the methods that build trust and motivation for each bird is crucial. Training a team of champions demands personalized attention, which is challenging to achieve with a large flock. Maintaining a modest-sized loft is also a wise financial decision. Pigeon racing demands significant investment, including acquisition costs, housing, feed, supplies, veterinary care, and race-related expenses. However, spreading limited resources too thinly can hinder your success. Concentrating your investments on a small team of top-tier pigeons ensures that every dollar goes toward enhancing quality rather than quantity. Furthermore, a smaller flock opens doors to strategic breeding programs. With the time and space to handpick breeding pairs carefully, you can thoughtfully cultivate desirable racing traits in subsequent generations. By paying close attention to the performance metrics of your best racers, such as speed, stamina, and homing ability, you can select pairings that promise to pass these genetics on to offspring. While pedigree is not a guarantee, combining the DNA of your strongest pigeons can increase the likelihood of cultivating future champions. Meticulous breeding is challenging with a large, random flock, but selecting pairings from a small pool of elite birds allows you to focus on specific traits you aim to propagate. The merits of the keep only a few philosophy are evident. But a valid question arises: how can you acquire top-tier birds worth investing in? Proper research and networking can help you obtain outstanding pigeons. Here are some proven strategies. Consult respected pigeon racing publications to learn about leading bird breeds, their origins, temperaments, and racing aptitudes. This will provide you with an informed foundation for your search. Attend pigeon auctions and races to observe and interact with the racing community. Auctions present opportunities to bid on prized pigeons, and post-race visits allow you to see champions firsthand. Get involved with pigeon clubs to connect with seasoned veterans who generously share advice and mentorship. Club events provide further access to elite birds and valuable camaraderie. Develop relationships with renowned breeders who have a proven track record of raising winners. Building trust can lead to acquisition opportunities. Leverage social media platforms to connect with pigeon enthusiasts worldwide and exchange insights. Be patient and keep observing, as identifying outstanding pigeons requires diligent observation over time. Regularly visit races and auctions before making acquisition decisions. Never compromise on quality. Consider genetics but look beyond pedigree. While a distinguished lineage indicates good breeding, pedigree alone provides limited insight. First-hand observation of birds in action is more telling. Test promising pigeons' performance yourself. Obtaining birds with race wins under their wing is ideal, but even then, slowly test their abilities with increasingly long training flights to allow their talents to shine through. By following these strategies, you can gradually build relationships and gain access to the elite top tier of racing pigeons worth investing in. While it takes time and diligence, the rewards are incredibly satisfying. And this brings us back to the core principle: once you acquire outstanding pigeons, the keep only a few philosophy allows you to maximize the potential of your select flock. With fewer birds to care for, you can provide exemplary health management, intensive customized training, more focused breeding programs, and spend time perfecting every aspect of your approach. Quality triumphs over quantity. Reducing flock size is not about arbitrarily limiting numbers but about efficiently mastering the level of care these magnificent birds deserve. Pigeon racing is not solely about wins and losses, it's a pursuit built on the profound bond between humans and birds. Each pigeon's loyalty and determination inspire awe. By keeping a modest-sized loft of champions, you become intimately invested in every bird's well-being and success. Your stewardship allows their talents to shine brightly. In this sense, less is more. A few healthy, robust, highly trained pigeons will outperform a crowded coop every time. As your elite birds return flight after flight, you revel in their dedication. And after a hard-won race, when your champion pigeon navigates home despite all odds, her triumph becomes yours as well. In these moments, the spirit of this hobby comes alive. So, for any newcomer, remember, seek quality over quantity. Bond closely with a select team of thoroughbreds, train them with patience and care deeply for them as living partners. Approach the endeavor with wisdom, compassion, and commitment. Then you and your feathery co-pilots will share the rich rewards of this time-honored pastime, the soaring highs, the empathy forged, and a rare kind of interspecies connection. At its heart, pigeon racing reveals as much about human nature as it does about the birds. And investing yourself in the right few exemplary pigeons makes all the difference. Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top-quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye-sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin racing. 4 essential elements are required. First and foremost, you need to fill your pigeon loft with the best birds available. These birds must be fit, well-conditioned, and motivated to perform. However, the most crucial factor for success is the health of your pigeons. Regardless of how much you invest in acquiring quality pigeons, training them rigorously, or employing various racing techniques, poor health can be the great equalizer in pigeon racing. Therefore, it is imperative to understand what it means to have healthy pigeons. When we refer to healthy pigeons, it goes beyond their physical appearance, behavior, loft flying abilities, wattles color, clear eyes, and normal droppings. A pigeon may exhibit all these signs and still lack the necessary health to succeed in significant competitions. Pigeons have a natural instinct to appear healthy even when they are not. We have all witnessed birds that seemed fine one day but were found sitting on the floor, fluffed up and significantly lighter the next. This gradual weight loss while attempting to maintain the appearance of good health is a common occurrence. Pigeons can be carriers of various organisms such as coccidia, worms, trichomonas, canker, bacterial pathogens, and more, while still appearing outwardly healthy. It is crucial to recognize that pigeon health exists in 3 levels: poor health, apparent health, and super health. Poor health is evident when birds are visibly sick and show signs of illness. Naturally, these birds cannot perform well. Most fanciers avoid keeping or racing pigeons in this condition. apparent health refers to birds that appear healthy in every aspect but are infected with organisms that hinder their performance. This category represents the majority of pigeon fanciers' birds today. Super health is the elusive goal that all pigeon enthusiasts should strive for. It is the level maintained by top-performing lofts year after year. However, very few fanciers manage to reach this level, and those who do achieve outstanding results consistently. Stress is a significant factor that reduces health and consequently affects performance. Various factors can cause stress in pigeons, such as training, breeding, racing, molting, diseases, parasites, and husbandry issues. To achieve super health and maximize performance, we need to focus on 4 specific areas while minimizing stress on our birds. Pigeon loft hygiene. Maintaining a clean and hygienic pigeon loft is critical but often overlooked. By making minor adjustments and improvements to your loft, you can significantly enhance performance. Proper ventilation is of utmost importance. Pigeons have air sacs connected to their lungs that extend throughout their bodies, even into their bones. Therefore, the quality of the air they breathe directly impacts their health. A loft filled with dust or ammonia fumes from wet droppings can lead to decreased performance. Ideally, fresh air should enter from the floor and exit from the top, ensuring good airflow without creating drafts. Additionally, avoiding overcrowding in the loft helps balance ventilation and temperature control. Droppings. Regularly scraping the loft is essential. When pigeons have coccidiosis or worms, these organisms are present in their droppings. However, they are not immediately infectious. It takes around 48 hours for the organisms to become infective if they are ingested by the pigeons. By maintaining a daily cleaning routine, you can significantly reduce the reinfection rate of coccidiosis and worms in your birds. Furthermore, proper hygiene also reduces the risk of bacterial diseases like E. coli and Candida. Moisture. Moisture poses the greatest threat to pigeon health. It increases the viability of parasites and viruses. Prevent rainwater from entering the loft and ensure there are no leaks. Be cautious with wire floors if they are exposed to the ground, as this can introduce excessive dampness to the loft and negatively impact bird health. Installing a wooden subfloor beneath the wire can help mitigate this issue. Consider using compressed wood pellets, typically used as fuel for wood stoves, as litter on the loft floor. These pellets absorb moisture effectively and keep the loft dry. Food and water. Maintaining cleanliness is crucial when it comes to food and water. Pigeons can easily become infected with disease-causing organisms through contaminated food or water. It is essential to regularly clean and sterilize water bowls, using bleach, Jik, at least once a week. Additionally, effective rodent control is necessary as mice can carry paratyphoid, a disease caused by salmonella. Temperature control is another critical aspect. Significant temperature fluctuations cause stress and can be detrimental to your bird's health. Closing up the pigeon loft during the night and on cold days, particularly during the racing season, is vital for optimal performance. Providing some form of heat assistance can also help maintain the super health necessary to succeed in major competitions. Lastly, insect control is important. Certain types of worms are carried by insects, so it's advisable to limit the exposure of birds to insects by reducing open loft areas where they can freely consume them. Avoid overcrowding your loft as well, as fewer birds mean less disease and easier, cost-effective management. Remember, quality triumphs over quantity. Implementing a quarantine protocol is crucial when introducing new pigeons to your loft. Many birds can carry harmful pathogens while appearing healthy. Therefore, all new pigeons should undergo deworming and treatment for canker and coccidiosis. Additionally, a 10-day course of treatment with doxycycline or salmonella medication is recommended before integrating them into the general population. In conclusion, prioritizing the health of your pigeons is paramount to achieving top results in pigeon racing. Acquiring quality pigeons for your loft is an essential part of the sport, increasing your chances of winning. However, it is only with 100% healthy pigeons that you can expect to reach the pinnacle of success. There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well. or an athlete will not win a race if he has low oxygen in his blood. The above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.